Monsters are real. Some walk among us, others lurk in the shadows. Welcome to Digital Dossiers 7, where true crime and horror collide. Murder, mystery, and the unexplainable. But be warned, the scariest stories are true. Listener discretion is advised. On May 26, 1990, in the upscale community of Wellington, Florida, 40-year-old Marlene Warren answered a knock at her front door. Standing outside was something straight out of a nightmare, a clown, complete with an orange wig, red nose, and white gloves, holding a bouquet of red and white carnations and 2 balloons. One balloon featured a picture of Snow White, while the other read, "You're the greatest." Marlene, who loved clowns, smiled as she reached for the gifts. But in an instant, the scene turned from innocent to horrific. The clown pulled out a .38 caliber revolver, pointed it directly at Marlene's face, and pulled the trigger. She collapsed to the floor, blood pooling around her, as her 22-year-old son, Joseph Aarons, and his friends rushed to her side. The clown. It calmly turned away, walked to a waiting white Chrysler LeBaron, and drove off, vanishing without a trace. Marlene was rushed to the hospital, barely clinging to life. She held on for 2 days but ultimately succumbed to her injuries. Witnesses described the getaway car, a white Chrysler LeBaron, which investigators quickly traced to a local dealership. The owner, Marlene's husband, Michael Warren. Michael Warren was well known in town as the owner of a used car business, but behind closed doors, his personal life was falling apart. There were rumors of an affair, shady business dealings, and even whispers that Marlene had been considering a divorce. According to her friends, Marlene had grown suspicious that Michael was hiding money from her. The stolen Chrysler LeBaron, the clown disguise, and the murder itself pointed to a carefully planned crime. But who would go to such great lengths to kill Marlene Warren? Investigators soon discovered that Michael Warren's mistress, Sheila Keene, worked for him at his car dealership. As they dug deeper, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Employees at a local costume shop came forward, reporting that a woman matching Sheila Keene's description had purchased a clown costume and orange wig just days before the murder. A florist recalled selling the same type of flowers and balloons found at the crime scene to a woman resembling Sheila Keene. And inside Sheila's apartment, forensic investigators found fibers from an orange wig, consistent with the one worn by the killer. The evidence was compelling, but there was one major problem. DNA technology in 1990 wasn't advanced enough to make an arrest. With no solid forensic proof, the case went cold. Michael Warren avoided any charges related to the murder, though in 1992, he was convicted of fraud for tampering with car odometers and falsifying loan documents at his dealership. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison, but it was for fraud, not murder. After his release, he and Sheila disappeared from Florida, moving to Virginia in 2002. They got married and ran a burger restaurant, living quietly for over a decade as if nothing had happened. But the case wasn't closed. In 2014, advancements in DNA testing gave investigators new hope. They reopened the case, reanalyzing the clown wig fibers and other pieces of evidence. A confidential informant came forward, giving detectives new details about Sheila and Michael's affair, as well as possible planning of the murder. By 2017, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office had gathered enough evidence to make an arrest. After nearly 30 years, Sheila Keene Warren was finally taken into custody in Virginia and charged with first-degree murder. She maintained her innocence for years, but as her trial date neared, the weight of the evidence became too much to fight. In April 2023, she accepted a plea deal, admitting to second-degree murder. Her sentence, 12 years in prison. But because of time served, Sheila Keene Warren could be released as early as 2025. Even after all these years, many believe Michael Warren was involved in planning the murder, but he was never charged. The killer clown murder remains one of the most bizarre and unsettling cases in Florida history. A clown assassin, a love triangle, a 30-year mystery. and a plea deal that left many with unanswered questions. Do you think justice was truly served in this case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy bite-sized true crime stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a case.